They say food is love, but in horror, food becomes something else. Tonight on No Screams Attached, we're dining at the world's worst establishments, a haunted roadside diner, an abandoned kiosk, and an Italian kitchen where the secret ingredient should never be revealed. Bon appetit, you're gonna hate what's on the menu. The first game we'll have a look at tonight is Creepy Shift Roadside Diner. A simple premise: survive the graveyard shift in a rundown diner and you'll get paid. You play as a man so desperate for cash that cleaning a diner under a blood moon seems like a reasonable career move. Priorities. We are dropped off by a bus in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing for miles except the neon glow of the diner. After some searching around, we find the keys and enter the diner. It's empty, quiet, and full of dirt from a long day of serving burgers and bad coffee. There's two sets of duties in this diner. The regular shift duties that include stacking the shelves, clean the tables, clean the floors, all that. And the spooky scary blood moon rules. Keep the exterior doors closed and don't let the jukebox play. It says there's something off about the music and that the devil will come in if you leave the doors open. Kinda creepy, like a regular night shift. This is what I really like about this game now. You get to work, you start stacking the shelves, clean the floors, clean the tables, the usual. Nothing happens at first and the tension keeps rising. Based on what we know so far, we can feel the pressure of the quote-unquote blood moon creeping in, even though nothing is really happening. Until it does. The jukebox starts to play. We rush to turn it off. We remember it's one of the rules. I wonder what happens if we let the jukebox play. No. Let's go clean the bathroom, actually. Back to mopping the bathroom floor. Because dignity is optional when you are broke. There's something oddly satisfying about doing these tedious tasks under mounting dread. That's the part about this game that I really enjoyed. Constant tension and fear of the unknown because we don't know what happens if we let the jukebox keep playing. Oh, speaking of jukebox, and just when you settle into the rhythm, the jukebox vanishes and teleports into another room. After we turn that off, whoa, we are outside now. Quickly, we remember the second rule: the diner's door shut. We barely get any cleaning done with all these rules. After turning off the jukebox again, the game turns it up a notch and the lights go out. When they come back on, we are teleported in a previously locked room. The room is dark, other than a lone candle lighting up under a scary picture of an old man, a pastor. The room is filled with items, books, newspapers, stuff that gives lore about the game and who this pastor was. Pretty in-depth stuff. Nevertheless, we find the code for the padlock and get the key to open the door. And a new rule is added to the Blood Moon rules. Keep the candle under the pastor's picture or you'll meet him personally. Ominous. What is he gonna do? Come help us clean? At this point, there's a third thing we need to be aware of, where the pastor's painting and candle are located at all times. This is usually started by a jump scare, and then we have a set amount of time to locate the candle and put it under the painting. The locations of these two are randomized, as far as I know. And that's the point where the game stops being enjoyable for me. There's literally one jump scare after another, followed by a little bit of lore, and another sort of blood moon rule added towards the end, where a ghostly, bloody girl shows up and chases you that you have to hide from. It's less tongue-in-cheek and more up in your face, which really defeats the purpose of this series that has no jump scares, or at least some jump scares. The best thing about this game is you get to act out one of the best scenes from SpongeBob.
But I thought you liked the night shift. You're right. For the crusty crab.
Piece of cake.
The next game we're taking a look at is called Cucina Stellata, or Stellar Cuisine. The game opens up with a meteor crashing behind a little Italian cottage. With no explanation, no context. We take control of this unnamed man, stepping into a cozy little kitchen that looks like it belongs in a food documentary. Iconic Italian crockery, a pot, olive oil, onions, carrots, celeries. We're about to cook something nice. We chop the vegetables, we cut the meat, we add some wine, and the dish is ready. There's a recurring theme in this game. After each time we eat food, we proceed to have a trance-like vision from the flavors of the food. This guy really loves his food. What did he eat? Like straight up LSD? I wonder what was in that wine he put in. Pretty, right? A nice representation of how much this guy loves eating. And then we proceed to write our experience in this journal. From the first note, we understand this man really loves his food. He even says, without craving good food, humanity would perish. He gives us a small clue to the psyche of this man. Moving on. Next dish. We add carrots, onions, celery from the shelf. Add them to the pot. And then we move on to the meat. It says we need to go to the cellar, grab the cleaver, and cut the meat. What kind of meat? I wonder. Whoa, this is a pretty dark cellar. Soon as that cellar door opens, we start hearing strange noises. In the darkness of the cellar, we notice a blue humanoid alien tied to a table, with a cleaver waiting conveniently nearby. The game gives us no choice. We must cut the alien. Intense. I guess it's clear why he gets those trance visions after eating. After grabbing the meat, we go upstairs to continue cooking, I guess. As you can see, I went upstairs, closed the door to escape my guilt, and continue cooking like nothing happened, and cook this alien meat. Same as before, we eat, we go into a trance, and we write in our diary. This time he describes the meat as a painter that has discovered a new color. The flavor is seemingly out of this world, and only those who dare would ever savor it. Guess what happens next? We go to desecrate the alien some more. The man, clearly addicted to eating this alien, now takes the cleaver and chops off a piece of the alien's sternum. On our way back to the kitchen, we clearly hear the alien squirming to stay alive. As you can see, this game makes us do things we don't want to do, but without giving us any other choice. We have to mutilate this poor alien in order to finish the story. The next step in this recipe is to go down to the cellar to grab the wine this time to add to the food, and in the background we notice the alien has now faded away. After another alien-induced trance, the man notes that this flavor has unlocked a new way for him to perceive the world, and that his stomach still longs for that flavor. He clearly cannot get enough. He is addicted. We go down to the cellar to mutilate the alien one last time, but this time we are met with silence. The alien has vanished. Rest in peace. Like an addict feeling withdrawal, the man panics now that his precious alien has disappeared. In a state of panic, he remembers the only place where the alien is inside his bowels after eating. And the only way to experience that high again is to use your imagination what he needs to eat. Yep, I know. Following the pattern of choices we don't really want to do, but the game makes us do, we need to cook and eat that, and it's done with great detail. After eating, we experience another trance, but it's clearly not at the same intensity that was by eating the pure alien meat. Poop trance? Anyone? After that, the man writes in his journal that, surprisingly, he did not enjoy that at all. He has one last idea on how to try to experience that trance he felt. Goes down to the cellar, cuts out his stomach and eats it. As you understand, this game tackles subjects of addiction and obsession as well as aliens. The high still doesn't compare as to eating the actual alien meat. He is desperate. With no other choices, the man makes a hard decision. Barely alive, we head down to the cellar one last time and we decide to end it all. In his dying moments, we see the shape of the alien approaching us while we bleed out, as if he's getting his revenge from the other side. And just like that, the game ends, leaving us, the player, with one question in mind. Who the fuck eats an alien? The last game in our lineup is called Kiosk. Similar to the diner, we are a cook in a little kiosk in the middle of nowhere with rain pouring outside, and we make food for customers that come in while supernatural things happen. Other than the random shadows that jump out at you, the game is pretty chilled out. You go to storage, you get stuff, you cook them, you give it to customers. You collect the money. Simple. Game puts us in the right mood from the beginning. Our boss says that the previous guy left because he wasn't feeling very well. He even left some notes on the wall, and to ignore them. Or should you? The note says that he follows him home every night. And even some of the customers say that he was feeling odd. Everything goes smoothly in our first shift. We are busy at work until this particular customer shows up. Let's see what he wants. We prepare his food as usual until... Huh. What? What's this guy talking about? Behind me? Ah, there's nothing there. Oh, he left without paying. Oh, just my luck. And now the power's out. Luckily, it's just a breaker that dropped. There. Oh no, it's a ghost. So the whole story is based around this one guy that didn't pay. Turns out he's like a murderer, and a few cops mention the murders take place in the park. So there's really no explanation for the shadows that jump out at you to jump scare you. But hey, I can overlook that. Every day is exactly the same. We get new stuff to serve customers, maybe a jump scare or two, and this one clown for some reason. I honestly thought this clown will be the killer or end up doing something, but it's just some weird clown that does absolutely nothing. So day number 7 comes around with no incidents. Yeah, this weird fucking clown comes around, clowning around, but nothing happens yet again. We learn that every time the power goes out, something happens when we turn the lights back on. And lo and behold, the power goes out. But now we're in for a pleasant surprise. A present. How nice. We check the note and... oh no. The fucking weird no paying guy just go away. Shockingly, this guy was the killer. So we try again. Luckily this time we have our handy knife stuck to the wall. Let this be a lesson. Always pay for food, kids. This game has a great concept. I really like the idea of making food in a diner where weird stuff happens. But my only issue with this game is you can see who the main villain / bad guy is from miles away. And also those shadowy jump scare guys serve absolutely no purpose other than to fill up space until the grand finale at the end with a bad guy. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea of cooking food in a horror setting, but a little variation in the horror elements would be good. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to comment any other games you want me to take a look at in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one.